Here is Benny Boy.
One of the darkest moments of my lifetime when President Donald Trump was the victim.
You think this was one of the darkest moments in American history? 9/11. There are literally more tragic things of American political figures in Ben Shapiro's lifetime. It's not even in the top 10. Donald Trump being grazed with a bullet on his ear does not even reach the top 10 worst political moments in the last 10 years of American history.
Only thanks to the absolute grace of God is Donald Trump still alive. There's an increase in rhetorical temperature pushed by the radical left, unfortunately, by the media, by the president of the United States, that has raised the temperature radically. Only the shooter is responsible for the shooting. But if you increase the temperature over and over and over again by saying that the former president of the United States, current frontrunner in...
Yeah, you're right. People should not directly call out the motherfucking former president for saying Hitlerian shit. Thank you, Ben. We should just stop.
Major party nominee is in fact Hitler. It is not particularly surprising. It is shocking, but it is not particularly surprising when someone goes and takes that seriously. This whole incident is an astonishing incident. The hand of God, there's no way, honestly, I don't have another way to put this. The hand of God is protecting President Trump here.
Dude, I love that. I love when they say that. Yeah. Yeah. God bent the bullet directly in the direction of this Trump supporter. God bent the bullet to the brain of his peasant supporter and not the God King. We're watching Ben Shapiro cry about how Democrat words are violence.
Oh my
Democratic
God.
rhetoric is responsible ultimately, and also that the grace of God bent the bullet away from Donald Trump and into the brains of one of his fucking most loyal fans.
The attempted assassination is one of the most predictable things to happen in American public life in my lifetime. It is simultaneously one of the most shocking and one of the most predictable. Shocking but not surprising, because the temperature has been turned up so high for so long. His political opponents have defined him as literally Hitler. And when you keep saying your political opposition is literally Hitler, who is going to...
Ben Shapiro has called college campus protesters literally Hitler. Like, you cannot be doing this right now. God, this is laughable shit, okay? When a dude fucking says immigrants are poisoning the blood of America, that's Hitler. Just because you, Ben, agree with him doesn't change that reality.
To take America into a new dark age, when you say that over and over and over again, you are turning up the temperature. You're turning it up.
The Democrats are raising the temperature, dude, and not Republicans. Donald Trump's campaign policy revolves, one of his campaign promises is the deportation, the mass deportation of 20 million people. 20 million people. That's insane.
When you keep turning up the temperature, when you keep saying that America is going to be literally destroyed, this will be the last election, Donald Trump is the worst person who has ever lived and he must be stopped.
Donald Trump has also personally said, if I'm not elected, America will be destroyed. Donald Trump said America has been destroyed. Donald Trump has said everything that Joe Biden has said times a million. If there's one person that has said that the most, it's Donald Trump. It's normal things to say, by the way. You're just campaigning. That's it. Like, oh, if I'm not elected, America will be destroyed. Yeah, of course, that's what you're trying to win. That's what people say when they're trying to win. And what do you say? Projection? I mean, yeah, Ben is doing projection here. But Donald Trump is also significantly more violent in his rhetoric than like even other Republicans are. He's also significantly more violent in his policies than Republicans of the past. He's just a very violent guy.
Is there a measure of responsibility borne by people who say things like that over and over and over repeatedly, never stopping, consistently, every day for years on end? Absolutely. Absolutely. It is an insane, insane incident. It's total. I mean, again, it's disturbing at every possible level it is possible to be disturbed. We have seen an increase in political violence in this country over the course of the last 5 years.
Okay, this coverage is like covering everything. I want to hear like all this other, I want to hear his actual takes.
She says, here's overhead man.
Oh, here, he's getting the Secret Service.
So what exactly was Secret Service doing? How in the world did Secret Service not catch this? There are two questions. One is, why didn't they react faster when they saw the shooter? Because it turns out there were a lot of people who saw the shooter. Number two.
3 letters, D-E-I.
Was why didn't they know that the shooter was up on the roof? It's just unbelievable that this was even a possibility. This was only exacerbated by footage of some of the agents afterwards. So many of the people who are attempting to jump on him and cover him are people who are shorter and smaller than President Trump, which is a disaster area. You know, I travel with private security. I am not President Trump. I get some threats. I am not President Trump. My security, they are bigger and stronger than I am. That's why they're security. If you can't shield President Trump with your body, what are you even doing in this job?
Well, to be fair, Donald Trump is 6'3". You're a manlet. You're 5'4". So it's not that hard to find people that are larger than you. Many women could very adequately shield you with their bodies. Also, on Secret Service security detail across the board. Not every single person is larger than the actual person that they're covering. Just so you guys understand. That's not how that works. There are spotters as well. They are throwing bodies at the problem, if you will. There are plenty of people that are on his Secret Service detail that are going to be shorter than him. Those guys have a different position.
And as you'll see, there are 2 Secret Service agents standing by the car. Both of them are female. Both of them do not look like they are in particularly good shape. One of them is fumbling around to reholster her weapon, as though she doesn't know how to reholster a weapon. It looks like something out of Reno 911. It's pathetic. Here's some of the footage.
Yeah, also, Secret Service is letting his fucking head present significantly above the crowd there. And those are the men leading him. So it's not like the women are responsible. Like, he's the one who fucking got up and was like, oh, yeah.
Here she is. She's trying to figure out what to do. She reaches in. She's trying to reholster her weapon. She can't find the holster. She's not sure. Like, this, of course, is raising some fairly serious questions about what in the hell.
Dude, this is my favorite guy. I can't believe they censored him. He's just flipping off the media going, fuck you, media.
Well, perhaps one of the explanations for how you end up with Secret Service agents who don't know how to reholster a weapon is the fact that they have been actively attempting to DEI the entire secret.
Yes! He said it! He said it! Yo, these fucking dumbass broads in Secret Service. Yes! That's my shit, dude. Let's go, DEI Secret Service. They're all gay. They're all women. They're putting lesbian women in Secret Service. It's fucked up. Men only, sexy men, broad shoulders, big dicks. Going forward. Do you understand me?
And it turns out when you lower standards in order to achieve particular quotas, the quality goes down. There's a...
Dude, conservatives are so awesome on their messaging discipline. When they hammer in on a narrative, like when they laser focus on a narrative, their conviction is so sharp. It could be anything. Like, if DEI was the prevailing narrative in like World War II, they would be like, Hitler's doing DEI. Japan is doing DEI. That's why we had to do Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It reminds me of that time when abortion was being talked about, right? It was the issue of debate. And dumbass Marjorie Taylor Greene said cancel culture. Abortion is like cancel culture for a baby. It's like she was so lasered in on using cancel culture that she said, you're canceling, Democrats are canceling the baby.
Is Secret Service head Kimberly Cheadle explaining to CBS News not all that long ago that her goal was a 30% Secret Service agency. Your goal should be protecting people like President Trump. You don't have that many of them.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030.
But I'm very conscious, as I sit in this chair now, of making sure that we need to attract.
Does Ben think JFK was assassinated because of women in Secret Service too? Yes.
And giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
I'm sorry, that is not the goal of the Secret Service. And once again, the peculiar oddity of diversity, equity, and inclusion in which it matters.
I love taking these sorts of statements seriously. Like, liberals do this for marketing, and it's still deeply unserious. They're not going to go for like just women. They're going to go for whoever's the most qualified. And Republicans are on the other side of this argument where they also take it seriously and they're like, no, they're going to only hire women, and that's bad. Secret Service has had many fuck ups throughout time. Okay. Like much worse fuck ups, as a matter of fact, including with JFK. And I don't think they were tasked with hiring as many women as possible in the way that Ben is, you know, in the way that Ben is presenting.
Matters more who does the job than how well they do it has consequences.
They said their goal was 30% in 5 years. Doesn't that imply some male candidates won't get the job despite more qualified because they fill the 30%? No, man, that's just simply a fucking target that doesn't always mean that they're going to fucking fulfill that target, okay? It's marketing. It is marketing. You are implying in this hypothetical scenario that there are more qualified people operating under the underlying assumption like women are across the board incapable of fulfilling this role. By the way, this role that like doesn't always have to be, you know, a body in front of the president, because that's not all Secret Service does. As a matter of fact, for those of you who don't know, I don't know why Ben Shapiro's not talking about this. He's supposed to be this fucking big nerd. Secret Service isn't just tasked with protecting the president and the president's families. Beyond the immediate combat positions that you have, Secret Service also protects money. They are the ones who are actually going after counterfeiters. They could be putting these people in any number of different positions. Not every single person is a fucking doorbuster in the Secret Service, just like, hoorah, the most brawlic fucking dude you've ever seen in your life.